Hello and welcome to week 1 of Eating Like a Yogi. I know that your time is valuable and I respect and value your time very much. We have the next hour together tonight. For me, it might be morning for you. I know it is for Alice. I know it's later in the night for a lot of you. And I know a lot of you are listening to this again on record. So take this time, make it special for you. This week that you're going into is about ahimsa and loving kindness. So let this be a time to honor yourself, and you can do that by making sure you have all your distractions turned off. Make sure your phone is off. Make sure your tabs are all closed and Facebook is off, and any mail is off so that you won't be distracted. And give yourself this next hour to learn about how to get the most out of this course. So I'm going to start by introducing you to the layout of GoToMeeting. So it's really useful if you can wear a headset. The reason for that is that so that your audio can run through the headphones, and when you do that, it means that we don't get echoes when you're listening to the voices on the computers. If you don't have a headset right yet, then what you can do is on the control panel on the right-hand side of your screen, there is a microphone in green at the top. And when you're not speaking, you can mute yourself so that my voice or whoever's speaking is not echoing back, so we don't get echoes. Also, the second icon below the microphone is the video camera, and you can turn your video camera on and off. So there are 20 people registered for this course. We won't ever have 20 people on the call because some people are in Europe and it's the middle of the night for them. So because of bandwidth restrictions, we can only have 6 people on the screen at a time. So whoever just came on, yeah. I'm not sure who just came on. Anyway, let's stop. Okay, so because of bandwidth restrictions, we can... Did anybody see who just came on last? I can't see his change. Okay. I'm just going to mute that's okay. If it happens again, I'll mute everybody. Because of bandwidth restrictions, we can only have 6 video cameras across the screen. And that's true across the board for everybody. So if we need to change that, what we'll do is go up and down off the screen. So that's no big deal. So if you want to speak when the time comes for that, you can give me a little wave on your video camera. There's also a chat box on the bottom of the control panel, so you can type in there and let me know, or you can just speak up too. Just say, Alyssa, say your name too, so I know who it is, and then let me know that you want to speak. Also, with live technology, there's sometimes glitches. Sometimes my internet speed can be intermittent, or your internet speed can be intermittent, and so we just all practice patience with each other and give it a couple of seconds or minutes, and we know that these things usually sort themselves out, and we just pray that Windows doesn't do updates while we're on our computers doing meetups. Why they don't let us control when we do our updates. I don't know. So we're going to ask Ganesh to make sure no computer restarts during meetups. Okay. So any questions about GoToMeeting before we move on? Okay. So let's just go over our guidelines for coming together. I really appreciate all of you who took the time to sign the guidelines that I put together for you for the course, and I'll show you where those are in just a moment. for those of you who didn't get a chance to see those, because I did add them a little bit later for those of you who signed up earlier. So when we come together in our online meetups and also on the forum, it's a really great opportunity for you to speak about your own experience. And I know some of you have heard this a million times now. Sir, Nicole, you could probably do this for me. No, not yet. So it's a great opportunity to speak about your own experience and have it witnessed by others. So the intention of our online meetups and speaking on the forum is for your own wise teacher to show up. Speaking out loud can make things seem more real and more clear and less overwhelming. It's a chance to be heard without being judged, advised, or set straight. It's also a chance to listen with openly without any attachment to outcome, just for the sake of honoring another person's truth. So our agreements are to speak about our own experience, to maintain confidentiality, to give people the dignity of their own experience, even if it seems painful. So sometimes it might feel like we want to rush in and make them feel better or comfort them or rescue them, but we know that everybody can handle themselves, and we know that they have it within them to find their own solutions too. So, and we know that also that speaking is optional and listening is a valid choice as well. So I'm going to show you a post on the thread. I just also want to speak to that, and you've probably seen this on the forum as well, that when you're speaking, and this will come up from what I'm going to show you now on the forum, that I'll respond to you and that I'll make teaching points to the whole group. So sometimes I might get you to ask you to tell me more about something. I might highlight certain things that you've said. And also sometimes I'll make teaching points to the whole group as it relates to a theme in our course. So those are, you know, I promise that, you know, I wasn't going to give you advice. Like, I'm never going to say, okay, everybody in here needs to eat green beans and grapefruit for the next 7 weeks for snack at 4 o'clock. So I'm definitely not going to do that. But what I am going to do is when things come up and they relate to our larger theme, I'll do that to help move learning along. Does that make sense? Yeah, so see the difference, the subtle difference? Okay, all right. So I'm going to share my screen now. Can you see the membership site now?
Yes. Yes, yeah.
No.
Yes. Okay, so most people can see it, Alice, so it's probably coming.
Yeah, I've got it now.
Okay. So on this page so far you've got the meetup login information, date and time, which everybody who's here has found this because you're here. You've got week 1 and week 2. So I'll show you that in a moment. What I want to draw your attention to here is our agreement and consent form. Okay, and a lot of you have already signed this already, so as you know with the membership site, you have to scroll to the bottom and go back to the original post. So I will let you read this in your own time. I don't want to spend a lot of our class today to go over this, but this basically goes over a lot of what I've just spoken about, some of the rules of our time together in the meetups, some clarification around posting on the forum, and then some tips for getting the most out of the class, and then also just a release form for being in the class. So when you sign and date this, you're agreeing to that consent form. So if you haven't already signed and date that, you just click in the reply and sign. Just type your name and date that, and signing it. Okay. So that's what I wanted to show you there. And hi, Sheila.
Hi.
What we're going to do now is do a meditation to connect you with your intention that you set for the course. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody so we have a quiet environment for the meditation. So go ahead and sit in a way that is comfortable for you so that if you're not sitting cross-legged on the ground, if you're sitting in a chair, sit so that your feet are flat on the ground. If you're standing, you can stand so that your pelvis is over your feet, your ribs are over your pelvis, and your head is over your rib cage. If you're sitting, sink your sit bones down into your chair, lengthen up through your spine, and draw your ears back over your shoulders. And then you can close your eyes to help to draw you inwards. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it fall out of your mouth. And you can take as many breaths like that as you need to allow yourself to arrive here now. And then tune into your breathing. Notice what's happening with your breath. Notice what your breath is telling you about what it's like to be here now. And so you've thought a lot about taking this course. You made the decision to take the course, and then there's been sort of a week between the time that this course was announced and now. So what's it like to be at this point of actually beginning? And what's your breath telling you about that? And then take a deep breath in through your nose. And let it fall out of your mouth. And tune into your physical body. And notice what your physical body, what's happening in your physical body. What it feels like physically in your body to be here now. what your body is saying about being at the beginning of this course. And then take a deep breath in through your nose. And let it fall out of your mouth. And reflect on what's happening in your life right now. So what are the life circumstances? What's going on off your yoga mat in your life? What's accompanying you as you begin this journey in this course? Because to me it's all the same. It's on the mat, off the mat, it's all yoga. So it's all you, it's all part of your journey. So what's going on in your life? What's coming with you? And take a deep breath in through your nose. And let it fall out of your mouth. And start to form an intention of what it is that you would like to receive over your next 7 weeks in this course. And it may be the same as what you posted on the forum, if you posted that already. Maybe you're just connecting with that a little bit more deeply. Maybe something new's come to you. But what is it that you would like to create, sustain, release, a rebirth in your life over our next 7 weeks together? And then gradually allow your breath to deepen. Feel your connection with the ground. Feel your physical body. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak your intention to the group. So when you're not speaking, if you can just have yourself muted if you're not wearing headphones so that we can keep the echo down. Okay. Sorry, Sheila, I muted you. Do you know how to do that? Okay. All right, so I'm still getting an echo from somebody else here. Everybody else is wearing headphones, aren't they? Weird. Okay, who would like to speak? Yeah, Sheila, you can speak. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So, thank you, Melissa, for this. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A completely new experience for me, but I'm really excited to be here. And this is like an answer to prayer, because as I said, I was writing right at 10 o'clock. I'm sorry about that. I'm having computer problems right now. I don't know if you guys can still see me, but I keep getting pop-ups. But I'm not having an easy time with the technology. But my intention is to, it's a self-love thing, actually. I find that for me, I have been spreading my love all around really good. And if I have people over, I eat well and I make sure they have something healthy. But I'm by myself in an empty nest, and if it's just me, then I get fast food, or I wait till 9 o'clock and I, make a big thing of pasta. And I want to start loving myself enough to take the time to eat well and to nourish myself. And and I'm looking forward to talking about ahisma and about maybe becoming a vegetarian. So I don't even know if that's what you asked. Is that okay? Is that what you wanted to know?
So that's really beautiful. I think that's a beautiful intention to turn your love towards yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else like to speak their intention? Alice? Yep.
Hi. Yeah, my intention is also about self-love and generally compassion and loving kindness. As I posted on the forum, I have a bit of a problem with emotional eating. So most of the time I'm fine and I'm happy and I'm choosing nice foods and everything's healthy and going well, and then something will happen and I just don't notice that I'm eating horrible stuff until too late. So my intention is to try to maintain that awareness and to notice when that point when something happens inside and I just keep stuffing in the biscuits or whatever, so that hopefully I can stop in the middle and do something else, and find some other better solution to cope. So I'd like to use this course to sort of bring my focus to eating, because it's not really a focus at the moment. It's just a habit that I kind of think, oh yeah, I've got that, I eat healthily. So I'd like to really focus on it, on my attitude all the time.
Thank you, Alice. And thanks. I think it takes a lot of courage to speak about these areas that might be viewed as like a weakness, but I think a lot of, probably a lot of people in the course can relate to emotional eating. So thank you for speaking about it. So what stood out to me about that was your exact words have lost me right now, but you said something like, I'm eating and then all of a sudden I don't notice. What were your words?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't notice
Mm-hmm.
that I've suddenly eaten a whole packet of biscuits or something.
Right.
And then I think, oh no, what have I done? That was really nasty. I feel disgusting.
Right. So this is this awareness, I think, is great, because then there's choice. When there's awareness, there's choice, right? So
Yeah.
yes, I think definitely that is something that we're going to focus on, is bringing a greater level of awareness to our food and eating. So thank you. And to do so with loving kindness, right? So it's not like,
Yeah.
Alice, what are you
Exactly.
doing? Oh my God,
Exactly.
I can't believe you did that.
And without you must not eat the biscuits.
Right, yeah, right. That's not it. That's not it at all. Yeah, great. Thank you, Alice. Who else would like to speak their intention?
I guess I will. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Allison, yeah. Would you like to?
Okay, Allison, yeah.
Okay, there you are. Yeah.
Getting used to this whole thing. This is my first time doing this also, so it's takes some getting used to. I just want to say that I eat fairly healthy most of the time, and in the recent past, I tend to be over regimented, I think, about counting calories in my head or measuring or whatever. So I'm hoping to just be more relaxed. I almost think of, like in the loving kindness, look after myself joyfully, make it a pleasure and not a stressful thing to do. And one more. And just trust that I can let go of that, and I won't suddenly blow up and gain 50 pounds or anything like that. So that's part of what I'd like to get out of this course.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. I think that's really a big part of loving kindness. And I think I said in your post on the forum too, to me, the trust and truth, like to me, they're the same. So I think that they intersect on the week on Satya, so truthfulness. So it's like finding your truth.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Thank you.
I will go next. This is Rashmi.
Hi, Rashmi.
Hi. I'm trying to come on the camera.
Okay.
I think I can't come, but that's okay.
No, I'm going to say goodbye to Alice. And I'll say goodbye to Alice too, if they've spoken. And then you can come on up.
Can you see me?
We will in a minute.
Okay. Yeah, even I can't see myself.
Go ahead. It'll come up in a minute, I think.
Okay. So my intention from this course is actually to make food as my priority. And this is something I did go ahead and I had written a couple of pointers as to many misconceptions that I was holding in my head for a very long time. And due to the way I was raised and also due to my disinterest in cooking probably. So this led me to a lot of trouble now, and now I think there has been some amount of awakening, and this is where I am. And I have specifically written, like, my first intention is to make food my priority. I think I have put it at the back burner for a while, and I think it did not turn out to be such a good thing to do. So what I really hope is that I create some amount of awareness in me about treating food and really honoring it in a good way. Not just kind of eating it when I'm hungry and eating anything that is available. So not that I was like a junk food addict, but then, yes, I was open to it if it was convenient. So I really want to explore that how do I create that awareness? Like, how is it that it's going to really be, it may be existing in me, and I would kind of, like, how is it going to happen? Just that thing, this just makes me very curious that a person who does not have a good understanding till now. So yeah, I think I'm pretty excited to kind of see that whole journey. And the good thing is that I've already started a little bit of eating clean program for about 8 days, and I've been really eating my last meal at about 7:30 in the evening, which is like maybe first time I'm doing in my entire life. And yeah, and this has been good. I mean, I have this intermittent fasting kind of thing till about next morning. So it's like from 7:30 to probably 9:30 I'm going to have my next meal, 9:30 a.m. So this has been going good, and I could not believe that I'm feeling good about it.
Good for you.
So yeah. So yeah, I look forward to just knowing what it's going to be.
Yeah, and I really appreciate your openness and curiosity going into this too, and willingness to make food a priority in your life in a way that's going to nurture and nourish you.
Sure.
Thank you, Rashmi.
Unmuted.
Anybody else like to speak to their intention?
I guess I'll take my turn now.
Hey, Darlene.
Well, my intention started out a lot like everybody else's. First, to choose foods that nourish my body and to honor and love myself and all that. But the one thing that's different about me, different from what I've heard so far, is that I am basically terrified that someone's going to tell me what I can and cannot eat. So I really want to stop. I just really want to stop being afraid of changing. And honestly, I'm just afraid of losing the pleasure of eating. So I stick to the same old things because I just feel really stubborn and maybe a little greedy, and I want to change, but I'm afraid to change. And I'm afraid that if I change the things that I eat and enjoy, there'll be nothing left. So that's my intention, to try to stop being afraid of losing the pleasure of food, to be able to let go of that. So.
Okay. So this is a great intention. Can we speak to this for a couple of minutes here, because I think this is a good one. So first of all, I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't eat. That is absolutely, there's going to be no prescriptions here about that whatsoever. I'm going to on that one.
Well, and this is the first time that there's been help out there or a discussion about it where, you know, where people aren't telling you what to do. I want to find my own way, and I don't want to be told what to do.
I truly believe everybody needs to. I think what we eat is unique to each individual. What you put in your mouth is, what each individual puts in their mouth is unique. Any mother can tell you that has to put food on a table. So then your next one about not wanting to lose the pleasure of food. My hope in this course, and I know from one of the exercises we're going to do the first week and an exercise we're going to do the second week, is that we're going to focus a lot on connecting to the pleasure of food. And so I don't know if you've seen in my comments in response to people, a lot of people thought that loving food was a problem. And I felt that was actually an asset. So I think, and I still believe that's an asset. If you love food, I think that's great, because then you can have that kind of relationship where you're really excited about food, and that can go for any food.
Okay.
So I think this is going to be a tool, and when I start to take you through some of the exercises that we're going to do for this week, I think you're going to see how you can keep this passion for food alive in a lot of different ways that maybe haven't occurred to you yet. Does that make sense?
That's great. Yes, that's great.
Yeah. And so I'm really excited to share this with all of you in the next 7 weeks. So passion for food is, I love food. You ask Tim how much I love food, you guys will. I'm always the last one to stop eating at any dinner table you'll be at. You can ask him. So loving food is a great thing, I think. It's a great gift, and it can serve you. It will serve you. So thanks for speaking about that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else like to speak your intention?
I'll go, Melissa. I'm the one who does not like food. I long history of anorexic and bulimic eating disorders. To me, food has been a source of control. If somebody wasn't using it to control me as a child, I was learning to control one thing if I couldn't control anything else around me. I'm okay to put food in a blender and drink it, but to sit down and to pick up a fork and put it in my mouth, I would rather scrub a toilet. And I kid you not, when I do eat, I eat healthy. I'm all about natural and organic. I don't eat meat, dairy a little bit. So I don't have a problem with eating healthy. It's just a matter of wanting to eat. Come a long way in understanding kind of the psychology behind it, but in the spirit of being more compassionate toward myself, I would like to have a more passionate, I guess, for lack of better words, relationship, a friendly relationship with food, and an appreciation. Maybe I have a lack of appreciation for it. I don't know if I'm making sense. I want to like food more, I guess. I mean, and that's just simple. It's when I go to cook, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy cooking. I don't enjoy the chopping. It seems so. It's not easy and relaxed. It's very complicated, and it's like it's a chore. And I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be just more, it's food, I'm supposed to like it, but I don't want to touch it. Chocolate, that's different. Give me a bag of chocolate and I'll eat it all gone. But that's about the one thing that I really feel any kind of a connection with. So that's where I am. I'd kind of like to just develop a more, I guess, an easy attitude towards food, and not to where it's I'm going to use the word chore again. And also with my experience with it, I want to come to a place to where I'm able to really reach out and help other people who have other, not just food addictions, but other kind of addictions. I feel like that's part of my dharma, is to help people with similar, but it's hard to do when I don't like food. I mean, you know, how do you help other people when you know the right things to say? You know the right things to do, and you know the right attitude to have, but when it comes right down to sitting in front of a plate, you'd rather push it away and say no thank you. So it's kind of feeling like I need to walk the walk before I talk, maybe. So, living the truth and not just preaching. I don't know, does that make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah. Thank you for speaking about that, for speaking honestly about that. And it's a journey, and it's a practice, and it's not a perfect. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking right now, like in teacher training, we would never say that the teacher has to know how to do handstand to teach a handstand.
Yeah.
So it's okay to be on the, you know, we don't need to require perfection of ourselves. In fact, we can talk more about this later, maybe one-on-one, but, you know, you don't need to require perfection of yourself.
And that's a lot of it, is living, and this will make me cry. This will bring me cry. Living a life to where it's looked perfect to people looking in, but if they really knew what was going on inside, they just think, "Whoa, who is that part?" You know, it's even being taught. Perfectionism. It's like, really? Now I'm looking at this person thinking, who are you to teach about perfection? You know, but that's what it boils down to, is that feeling of the need for perfection. And it's just, it's not there. It's not real. It's a perception. It's not my truth.
Right, and when you listen to everybody speak tonight, you see like how many different angles are coming in this relationship to food, right? So, yeah, doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, Nicole. Anybody else like to speak their intention? All right, then, so if nobody else would like to mute everybody, because I'm getting echo. If nobody else would like to speak their intention, then what I'm going to do now is take you over to our homework for the week so that you can see what we're going to be doing this week in practice. and it'll take some of your intentions into practice too. So I think you're still, are you looking at my screen again? No, I've muted you all. Are you looking at my screen?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so here, I'm gonna mute you. If you have questions, can you type them in the chat box now? One of the first, I'm going to give you 3 yoga classes to do each week. The first class you're going to do is on ahimsa this week. So I put up, Alice, there's 2 versions. There's the non-YouTube version as well for each one. So if you just click here, then it'll take you to the page where you can get the non-YouTube versions as well. So the link will take you to the non-YouTube versions in each case. Otherwise, the YouTube versions are right here, which generally are faster to download. So the ahimsa class, which is on loving kindness, this is an embracing self class. This was from a retreat on the membership site. And then the 4th chakra class on the, as part of the chakra series, another great class on the membership site. I'm going to read this article that I wrote a long time ago on ahimsa back when I did, so back in 2010. So you can kind of laugh at, maybe see how my views have shifted a little bit. Our loving kindness, our meditation for this week is a loving kindness meditation. It takes you through the layers of your bodies, through your koshas, through your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body. So you're going to send yourself loving kindness through all the layers of your body. So for this week, you're going to do, there are 5 journal questions for you. So what I recommend is that you don't try to do them all in one day, is that you take one and do one a day. So, for example, the first one is, finish this sentence, body, please tell me what you need. So this one, I think is a really great one for something like when Alice brought up, all of a sudden I'm halfway through this bag of cookies and I'm like, oh my God, what happened, right? So when there's that awareness that there's not awareness, or that I'm doing something that I'd rather not be doing, I'm eating the cookies to make me feel better, and I know that the cookies aren't going to make me feel better, then I'm going to tune in and ask my body, please tell me what you need. So that's a great one for that. And then the question about replacing self-criticism with self-nurturing. And then this is a question that works well for something like what Nicole brought up. If there's feelings, like all of us are going to have some kind of challenges around our relationship to food, just because of the ways we've been raised. There are going to be things that have happened that are going to make food a source of suffering to us in one way or another. So we can explore this question of how we can transform our eating and food into a source of renewal, self-understanding, and joy, and a way of putting energy into our bodies. So trying to reframe food a little bit through that question. And then this question is just to raise awareness about what foods you eat when you're sad and lonely, anxious and stressed, angry and upset. So sometimes the awareness is good, because then there's a different choice. The final question is a way to really embrace and create a loving relationship with food. And since this week is all about loving kindness, you are going to create a meal with loving kindness for yourself this week where you are the guest of honor. So this is what I was talking to Darlene about, where you can start to transform that love affair with food or build a new love affair with food. So you're going to get out your best plates and silverware and placemats. Build a beautiful table with some flowers and candles. Arrange the plate, the food on the plate in a really beautiful way, and let yourself be the guest of honor. Play pleasant music. Next week, when we get into truth, we're going to look at how we can engage not just our mouths in the sense of taste with food, but all our senses. And this is kind of a precursor to that. So let your eyes feast on the food. So I always think whenever I make khichdi, it's like the most unappealing. It's like for those of you who don't know what it is, it's lentils and rice, and you basically cook it until it's cooked until it becomes like this really ugly porridge, and it looks so awful and ugly. there's no way, this food just doesn't look pretty at all, and it tastes really good, but it's so unappealing. I find it difficult. Like it's so good and nurturing for you, but it's hard to eat that food for seconds because it's like I can't get excited about it the second time around. It just looks so ugly. So a khichdi would maybe not be the best food to make for this. Make your food beautiful and try and put it on the food in a way that makes it look really beautiful. And then you're going to write about this experience. But I'd love to hear about this experience on the forum as well. I couldn't see your faces when I was telling you my khichdi story. Oh, let me show you where you're going to comment on the, let me see. So to post your comments, you're going to post them. I've already put a thread up for comments. I'm going to post your comments here for week 2. Okay? And I'm just going to see if there's anything else that I want to show you. I think that's it. So I'm coming back to you. Are there any questions about your homework for this week? Okay. Let's do a meditation to integrate this class. So come to a comfortable seated position. Turn inward again like we did last time. Close your eyes. And take a few breaths to connect with your breathing. And then ask yourself what stood out about your experience of coming together tonight. So keep that internal focus, keep your eyes closed, reflecting back on our time together over this last hour. Just notice what stood out about your experience. And then take a deep breath in through your nose and let it fall out of your mouth. Now ask yourself, how does this awareness connect to your day-to-day life? So what does this awareness reveal to you about how you live your life? And then take a deep breath in and let it fall out of your mouth. So there's a part of you that is wise and all-knowing and that wants only the best for you. So allow yourself to tune into that part of yourself. When you connect with that part of yourself, see what awareness or piece of wisdom is present there for you. And then take a deep breath in through your nose. And let it fall out of your mouth. And ask yourself, what's one small thing that you could do to put that awareness or piece of wisdom into action as a result of our meeting today? And sometimes the awareness is big enough in and of itself, and an action step might not feel necessary. So if that's the case, just honor that. And take a deep breath in through your nose. And let it fall out of your mouth. And find a way to acknowledge yourself for tuning into your own experience as you have over this last hour, and for opening to yourself with loving kindness. And honor yourself as perfect with your imperfections. And ultimately as free to choose what actions you may or may not take around anything you've discovered here over the last hour or in the coming weeks. And then start to feel your connection to the ground again. Gradually allow your breath to deepen. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you, everybody, for joining me for the first class. I look forward to our discussion this week on forum. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Melissa.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good
night.
Good night.
Good night.
I'm not sure I have to answer.